Hello and welcome to Record Label Boss with your boy Avio. And I have no idea if this sound level is right. And it's the new Record Label Boss show. So welcome to everybody. And we're going to listen to Cygnus and Ken Tucker, Brother Whiskey. One, two. Welcome to Record Label Boss from our new studio, live here in Europe, with our wonderful guests. It's Record Label Boss with your favorite hostess, Avio, and your favorite queen, Lotta Pitchy. And here is Lobby! Hello, welcome to Record Label Boss with your boy Avio on the microphone. Thank you so much for tuning in on this crazy Monday. And indeed, it has been a crazy Monday and a crazy weekend. We've been working a lot on various things. I'm going to bring in my dear Lottie, and I'm also going to bring in Foxy right there on the audio. And we should be having both of them in the studio with us right now. I'm also going to... Somebody's doing an echo here. I can hear echo. 1, 2, 1, 2. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, hold on, maybe I got it here. Okay, yep, that's better. Somebody fixed it. That's good. Nope, still here. Yep. Oh, let me turn this off. Let's see if that's the perpetrator. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, that was Foxy.
I've got my mic mute.
1 2 1 2. Okay, it's not me. Let's see if it's Foxy. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Okay, it's Lottie.
It's Lottie. Lottie has feedback.
Yes.
I'm mute.
Okay. Alrighty. Welcome to the show, and as you're seeing, we're having a little bit of a difficulty here, but it shouldn't be too bad for too long. What am I doing here? 1 2 scene switcher. Okay. So just to briefly get into it, what we're doing today is that we have re-enabled our studio viewers here. And I'm not entirely sure why we have a little bit of feedback on Lottie there, but she should be good soon, and Foxy as well. So our reviewers can join us today on the channel. And the second thing that we have enabled, we have enabled the chat gathering bot. So if you're in any of the services that we're picking up here, and it's a lot of those, it's Facebook, it's VK, it's YouTube, it's Trovo, DLive, Discord, and Twitch, then your where does that? Okay, then your chat will be shown here on the right hand side, and of course I can always just go big and make her disappear, etc., and do other things with the shifting. Hey Lottie, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, super. Can you talk a little bit? Turn on your mic and talk.
I've turned on the mic. Jesus, give me a second. There's definitely a bit of echo going on.
Okay, yeah.
Why this is?
I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely on your side.
Let me just try. Hang on.
Okay, we're going to go to...
Is that better?
Hello? No.
Is that better?
No. 1 2? No.
Has that fixed it?
Hello?
Hello?
No, it hasn't.
Don't know then.
Okay. Then we're going to start with some of the reviewing, and then we're going to get to stories. I want to say hello to James, and hello to Vani, and hello to AT, and hello to everybody that's on every possible channel watching us. As we're trying to figure things out here, but trust me, we're gonna get it done soon, and then we're gonna be back. I'm gonna go to this view for now. This is a pretty clear view. As you can see, somebody has wonderfully decorated the set here. We have a Christmas tree, which is actually a lot bigger than what you can see on the set, and some kind of like little Christmas shits here. So that is obviously wonderful because everybody loves Christmas. And I'm going to start with Luke Fleer from the UK with his song Easier. Wish you didn't have the way you make me feel sometimes. Kind of makes me laugh. Hey Mike D, how you doing? One minute it's so special, like it's never seemed so right. But there's no worse of feeling than leaving early for the night. You got this hold on me, I think you feel it too. I hope it's true until the days I can't get through to you. I try to make you stand up and play you with your own game, but it's never been so hard to not pick up that phone again. But you don't need to worry, it'll always be alright. You know just how to work me. I'll be in touch by 9 tonight. You may not hear from okay. Norway, but it's so plain. I wonder if he's gonna go anywhere. I just wish that you would make it a little easier for me. Okay, I'm gonna put him in the second round because today it's not going to be so much. And this is the next one. Big Mike and the R&B Kings from Time to Time Blues. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay, German. Decent effort. Just like on every single show, it always switches back to German, and it never realizes that I always switch it back because it doesn't matter. Fuck. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay, track. That is good, and it's very specific genre, but probably is very difficult to sell on a commercial basis due to the somewhat Summerwood. What I want to say is, they have a lot of out of sync, a little bit funky, moved, shifted things going on, like you have a lot in jazz, and that is absolutely not something that works with commercial. Talked about that with Mike D recently. I believe that anything that has more than a 16th note off quantization does not work commercially, or at least I've never seen it in not one song. Hey Cerberus, how you doing, Rifa? Great to see you. Lots of people on here today. Chat gathering brings everybody together from many, many different places. All right, basis due to the Shira instead of genre. Genre probably is very difficult to sell on a commercial due to the slightly more chaotic nature of the song, full stop. All the best and cheers, exclamation mark. Is... All right, next one is RDO Day from... I guess it's supposed to mean Radio Day from the Canada Touch the Sky Bass House. Now I have the chat twice. I have the chat here, and I have the chat here. Because if you want the chat to appear on the stream, then you have to do this. But I guess if I turn the chat off, people can still see the chat because in their service, the chat is repeated. It's just the people watching can't necessarily see it. And I also just found out that I haven't checked into Reddit for let me just fix that, because we don't have chat gathering from Reddit. Crazy show with naked girls. I love that. There's actually people in the show. Alright. From time to time I'll pop over Reddit. I can just actually put them on here. Yeah, I don't know. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay track that has some good parts, but definitely could be improved, especially in production and arrangement. Full stop. All the best and cheers, exclamation mark. And today, if you're going to stay with us, we're going to have a huge news section because we have huge news today. Actually, we have multiple news today. And Lottie knows it all already. And Foxy, who's on the show, also knows everything. If you cannot see the chat, then I'm not sure which service that you're on, but you're probably on Reddit. But if you're on Reddit, you can't see the chat anyway because it will be on this side. So I'm going to leave the chat off for now because with the gathering, you should be able to see the chat wherever you are because we have the repeater bots there. So let's go with the next one. That will be Jay Gooda, Snake Rap Hip Hop. Okay, you could start. Start. Tush, boom, bam. Oh man. Okay, this is definitely.
Now you got me thinking all the different I do. Snake, wait, was it hate? Was it fate?
Decent effort! Exclamation mark. Okay, track that has a too long intro and the vocals are improvable both in delivery and in tonality. Full stop. All the best and cheers! Exclamation mark. All right, so the delivery. And okay, can just totally not do that. The end of the voice recognition is usually when you talk about anything that is a little bit more specific. Yeah, Getano is also here in wow, everybody's somewhere else. This is pretty cool. I like this. Who is that? Philly Steak says, there I'm on the Discord. Who is Philly Steak? Now I'm going to be completely confused because now everybody's going to be on their favorite service with their favorite username, and I'm never going to find out who's who because everybody's going to use like 5,000 different usernames. And the Dr. Juano says, I see no girls nor naked. Yeah, that's like the whole point, you know. If you come in here, you're going to see lots of naked girls, and then you come in here and then they're not there. And this is why we do this, you know. So we just wanted to see what would happen if we would say that. I think it's a perfectly good practical joke. Okay, Mold, a perfect Christmas holiday music. Ooh, holiday music. Oh my God, more Christmas.
I don't care if the snow don't fall. Don't mind if Santa doesn't call. There's just one thing
I am Philly Steak. Okay. And this is exactly what I mean. So he's Vifa, he's Cerberus, and he's Philly Steak. Okay? So he's got like 3 usernames that I need to remember.
I don't need carolers to sing. Don't want to hear those sleigh
Call me Will.
I only want one.
It's Will Smith.
For Christmas.
And you look like him too. You totally look like Will Smith.
I don't need no mistletoe. I don't want no ho-ho-ho.
There's Christmas. Oh, there's Christmas. There's Christmas tree. Hey, Arby, what's up?
Oh, won't you please come back to stay?
Yeah, I know. Decent effort! Exclamation mark. Okay, track that has some good parts, but the vocals are definitely something that could be improved. Full stop. All the best and cheers! Exclamation mark. Alrighty. Okay, next one. Okay, we're down to the yes/nos. Because I had so much work to do, I only enabled the submissions like 3 hours before the show. So we have like not many things. And Vani is Vani. That is very good. RB is RB. That is very good. By the way, RB, how you doing? By the way, RB, I was at KFC recently where I ate fried chicken. That was very interesting. And the one thing they did not have, and you will never fucking guess this, was the Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I when I order, I go in and I order, you know. And she's like, "Yeah, sorry, we don't have the Kentucky Fried Chicken." And because I ordered a big bucket, you know, of stuff. And I'm like, well, if you don't have the Kentucky Fried Chicken, what do you have, you know? And she's like, oh, we got the hot wings and the strips and the bits and stuff, you know. But I thought it was funny that a restaurant that was called Kentucky Fried Chicken didn't have the Kentucky Fried Chicken. And by the way, for good measure, I did send a lot of pictures to Lottie, who really likes KFC and couldn't be there with me, so that she could, share in my enjoyment. Hold on, Lottie has something to say to us. What? It's tiny. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what this is, by the way, but let's just go to the next one. How the hell does KFC not get chicken on the bone? I don't know. Because I like those pieces, their legs and breasts and all kinds of... Those are actually my favorite pieces. I like the strips, they're great. But the Kentucky Fried pieces are like, I don't really like them. So today we're going to do a little bit of a news segment, and Lottie already knows about it. But we're going to talk a little bit about it, what we're going to do. Because today we just released a press statement. Let's listen. Oh, Vifa, Will, you worked at KFC? How was it?
Take me wherever you want. Let me close my eyes.
Yeah, it sadly doesn't go anywhere. Okay, next one. I have so many horror stories. Yeah, everybody that works in gastronomy or at a restaurant has a lot of horror stories. Even in the best restaurants, normies would come into our restaurant and be like, what the fuck is going on here? They're just not used to it. But then again, of course, there's a lot of restaurants that are really bad and they're using rotten food and shit, and that's really disgusting, and that shouldn't happen at all. See, now we can put Lottie up. She's gonna be a big TV star. Look at that, Lottie. I think now everybody that's on a 9x16 format is gonna be seriously disappointed, because I'm looking at Reddit and what you can see is like the middle of the screen is split between the two of us, and you can see, yeah, that's exactly what true, Lottie. They can see half of it, yeah, and half of you and half of me. I think 9-16 streaming is extremely stupid. Lottie has no voice. No, she has voice, but for some reason we got feedback on her. Alright, not so bad. Submitted under techno, and they said it could also be acid techno or acid house. House and techno, almost the same. No. Alright, let me skip. That's very... Yeah, that's it. He's just going for one loop. I don't like that. I've said this so many times. House and techno, I understand. It's a very repetitive genre, but if you're just doing 4 bars and stretching it to 4 minutes, I don't know. What do you think about that, Lottie? What do you think about when people do electronic music? How much variation do you think is necessary?
Is this where I'm supposed to know anything about electronic music? Just saying. I don't know. I think variation's good in anything.
Excellent.
That's kind of it.
This is like this is our new talking segment.
I love it. It's great.
With a little bit of echo in the background, but it's okay. I turned you down a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play the next one, okay?
Yes.
What? What? Arby said just be acid, Lottie. That's what he does. Yeah, for the most part, I mean, Arby knows. That's right. No, I mean, seriously, I never thought I'd be reviewing this wide range of music, you know. And there's just a lot of stuff that I have no clue about or to speak of, to talk of, to say of. Thanks for making me laugh. Yeah, RB is smart, you know. RB and I have a special connection. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to this. Oh, it just came in. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay, track that remains a little bit simple and could probably benefit from a more melodic take on songwriting, full stop. All the best and cheers, exclamation mark. I don't know. I need to listen to longer? What? I listened to this shit for a very long time. What are you talking about? Oh no, that was the wrong track. Oh, I'm such a moron. I just almost did the wrong track in.
I can't stand having no one to hold,
Okay.
but I can't stand someone talking in my ear, always clinging to me anymore.
RB, you're smart. Go pass my exam tomorrow. I feel dumb. What?
Time I waste. I'm sick of all the things I taste when I see me in the O2 working.
This hey, Air Rider, what's up? This show's out of control. Where are the naked dancing girls?
Who don't hate me.
Okay, so Lottie Air Rider on Air Rider 1 on Reddit has requested naked dancing girls. So I'm gonna tap out and let you do it for a little.
I think a lot of people are going to be sorely disappointed, but okay. Hi, everybody. You left me. This is great. Avi, can we at least have some music? Thank you.
I'm back.
Perfect.
Situation since I was 3. Daddy was a sadist and his favorite was to torture me psychologically. That is, I don't mean any more shit. Wish I could describe it, but I don't really record.
And Vani says, Avi, you would pass for sure. It's the software product manager certification. Yeah, I could do that. I don't want it, but I could. Are you doing 3 jobs, Will? Man, that is really tough. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay, track that really has some good parts, but I'm really not sure that the vocals work out in most of the track, full stop. Would definitely try to address vocals first, full stop. All the best and cheers, exclamation mark. I'd say that the vocals do them in, that's what I'd say. Metal roofing, I work for Hot Tubs and I work as a bouncer. Wow, that is crazy, Will. Good for you. I'm happy that things are working out for you. But I hope you could... It would be nice if you could do just one job and have enough, you know. That would be cool. Hey Kenny, how you doing, my man? All the best in your physical therapy there. Because Kenny's going to PT so he can play shows soon again. Yeah, a little bit too. Okay, next one, remix, Instant Decline. Instant Decline, the remix. Okay, come on, please, no. You gonna send me...
If you want me to.
Bills have to be paid, that's right, Rifa. Really? And Vani says, how can you manage 3 jobs? I have 1 and I cannot manage that 1 13 to 14 hour workday. I don't know. I don't know how you could. I couldn't. It will be really, really difficult for me. But then again, I work a lot. It's kind of like having 3 jobs. We actually work through the entire weekend. 3 jobs, 5 kids, and 4 pets. Oh man. I admire your resilience. There's Lottie. Lottie has seven pets, 14 kids, and 49 jobs. And Mike D says he feels like he's never stopping working. I have the same feeling, Mike, by the way. Like, I sleep and I work and I sleep and I work, and I literally do very little things at the moment other than sleeping and working. Sometimes I chat a little bit, sometimes I play a little bit on the computer. But usually... No. But usually my workday has a default of like 14 hours. And sometimes it's more and sometimes it's less. But it's extremely... it's extremely much at the moment. Parenting is on a whole nother level. That's right, Lottie. That is. Nah. Not strong enough. Yeah, so today we're going to talk a little bit about what we did on the weekend in Croatia. In the news section. Because there's some interesting things coming out, and I finally got the Brother Whiskey WAV file, so I pushed the release on Brother Whiskey today. So we're having Brother Whiskey come out soon, within the next days. I don't know. No. And at the same time, the single of Kalek is doing really good. Lots of people are watching the music video and liking it.
Drop a note on above them. I try my best not to get beneath them. The ups and the downs, I try and get between some. I get around, grateful creative creature. I came to claim crowns.
A little bit chaotic.
I need you here, right now. Fear's over. We're getting closer to make you feel.
And yeah, this is what Mike D says here. When you love what you do, and I, by the way, I really like that feature, where I can put up somebody's chat and then talk about it. When you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. I feel that is true. It's certainly for me, and I know it's for Mike D as well, and for a lot of musicians, this is exactly what it is, because I know a lot of musicians that work extremely hard for, I would say, very little. But if you love what you do, then it's different. And that's the same thing with me, you know. I don't think you should start a label if you don't really like music and artists and art, you know. You're gonna be fucking disappointed with the money that you're making, especially in the beginning. It's gonna take years to recoup, you know. So I can understand Mike there very, very well. How's the song going, Mike, by the way? Vani says I have my exam in English tomorrow. Oh my god, such a long text. How can I do that? Oh yeah, sure, look that it works. That is so cool. I have my exam in English tomorrow. I have the notes in English. And I get mad always when I see a word written with Z rather than S. And it claims to be written by someone from the UK. Okay. Yeah, that one. Yeah, because with Christian, right? Yeah. That would be interesting to have now, because you know we're gonna talk about it today. Elish Magar says avio. Hello, Elish Magar. How you doing? On Reddit. Yep, gotta say no. Alrighty, how much more do we have? I thought we had so little. Okay, just 4 more to go. That shouldn't be a problem. Nope. 50 seconds of the same thing. Aha, yes. Okay, the S versus the Z thing. Like sympathize versus sympathize. You know? I think one is American spelling and one is British English spelling. British English versus American English spelling, isn't it? We're gonna ask Lottie if that is the case. What do you say about that, Lottie? Fine. What about you? I'm doing good. I'm working a lot, Alish. So, well, you could say, you know, I enjoy what I do, but still, meh. All right, Derry. Lottie says it. The wisdom of the Lottie. There you go. Where is she now? What the fuck? She's hidden. Where's she gone? How the fuck?
Behind your little box.
Aha, you're behind the box. Okay, that was weird. So what are you doing with this crazy title? No, I was just doing the stream and I figured why not? You know, I'm gonna try that and see what people are gonna if people are gonna come or what they're gonna say. I don't know. I'm always looking for song titles, and every time I put the record label boss, people don't like it, you know. I'll save that for later, but I think it's a no. So, okay. So, yeah. Usually I'm always like thinking about titles, finding interesting new artists together with you and your best friend Avio, you know, and today I was like, oh my god. I've worked all weekend, I worked all day, and now I gotta do the show, and I was like super uninvolved, and I was just gonna be like, you know, naked girls, you know? And maybe Lottie is gonna, you know, still. We don't know yet what's gonna happen on the show. We don't know. It could be something could happen. People could, you know. Horrible. Okay, one more. Oh. Da, 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 da. I don't know. Okay, so this works because I'm in the middle of the screen, yeah. But then nobody can see Lottie, that's really bad. Yeah, this up straight streaming is just shitty. But if you're on Reddit, you can actually turn your device. Okay, that's not so bad, but let me see if something happens. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Song has many good parts, but it seems that it mostly consists out of verses and is lacking a pronounced chorus that would really be great for the song. Full stop. All the best and the cheers, exclamation mark. Do a song without chorus is always an interesting choice, but I don't think it's a good one. Alright, back to that Luke Flair that we saved for the first time around. And Foxy says, what is Foxy saying here? Let's say what the Fox says. The Fox says, I always prefer the S version, but Discord understands that and offers the Z version. That's two OCDs fighting each other, that's right. Depending on which software you're using and which like national settings you're using, you're gonna have a different thing. Lada Pitchy says, my Reddit is frozen. Oh no. And Vani says that she prefers the S. I prefer the S too, as I learned away in school. Similar to German, yeah. And Kenny says that the oopsie, that was a wrong thing. Kenny says that the Wi-Fi at his hospital is awful. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Decent effort! Exclamation mark. Okay track that has some improvable parts, especially in production, but also needs another address on the vocals. Full stop. All the best and cheers! Exclamation mark. As you know. All right, the Afro beats. Let's hear the Afro beats again. And there's some wisdom from Lottie. Americans tend to drop the U's in words and replace them, the S's with C's. Okay. Americans. America. No. Let me see if they got any other songs. Okay, let's hear this song. Come on, a little bit underwhelming production quality. But boom, boom, okay. Don't know. Not really feeling it. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. Alrighty, I was not really feeling it, so we can get to the news section, to the fun talking section that we want to have here on this wonderful show. So what I wanted to talk to you about and to Lottie... see, this way Lottie can be seen because she's right under me. It's a somewhat weird perspective, but it will allow people in the other format to also see it. But this one will have more space. Alrighty, so Scottish, British and Scottish. So some of you might know that one of our artists, Christian Vale, has recently been on a TV show called Super Talent in Croatia, and we had for a long time been waiting for a meeting with Marko Tomasovic, which is one of the best 5 songwriters in Croatia. He's got I don't know, this guy's got 2 to 3 million followers in a country of 4 million. And it just so happened that by coincidence, that was this weekend. And that fell together pretty good because what Marco actually said was, why don't we produce Christian Vale as our first collab? Because he's currently on TV. People are listening to him. People kind of like the vibe, the Spanish Venezuelan thing, and so we decided to do that as our first project because we initially approached this as a possibility to get into Croatia. Now, some of you don't know this, but we are a Croatian record label. We have the company in Croatia, but we actually don't have an artist in Croatia. We have never done any music in Croatia, and we have never considered it to be something that we would want to do because the market in Croatia is rather, very, very full with Croatian folk pop music, Schlager kind of stuff, now what happened was that there is now a new legislation and there is a discussion, let's just say discussion, I think within Parliament, about the possible mistreatment of the former state record company, the way that they treated their artists. So you have to understand that Yugoslavia, before it fell apart, it had a state record company. It was called Jugoton, and Jugoton was the sole record company for the entire Balkans. So they had, millions of fans and hundreds of acts. And after the Yugoslav war and the independence of most countries from Serbia, or the other way around, how you ever want to see it, the successor of that formerly communist entity became Croatia Records. And there is now an allegation, true or not, that Croatia Records had for many decades or for many years, I'm not completely understanding it, misreported and or underpaid its artists. And if that were to be true, that could affect hundreds of artists and millions of dollars and many, many years. And that would obviously mean that Croatia Records will be in a very, very bad legal and monetary situation, because if you have to pay back fees for the last 15 years and you've, taken like 10 grand every year from every artist, I mean, you do the math. You're probably not going to survive that. So we heard that things were moving, and it kind of like all came together. One of our guys was on a TV show. We got the meeting with Marco and his team going. Things in Croatia are looking like they're shaking up a little bit. And you have to understand that in the Croatian music market, we are actually the second largest label. And that tells you something. Because in Croatia, you have Croatia Records, and then you have nothing. And then you had, previously, before us, some extremely tiny labels. And the rest of the labels are either from Slovenia or other places, but they're not from Croatia. So now we have the opportunity to enter the market, to work with artists. And the first thing we did when we talked with Marko Tomasovic, who has written, God how many songs for people and for the top stars of that country, and his friend Alexander Valencic, who has done 6 Eurovision participations for 4 different countries. So these guys really know their shit. And their executive manager, Anna. We said, what is going on? And they said the industry is changing. People are not buying CDs anymore in this country. Artists want to have their rights. There's a strong movement to move towards something new. And then I talked a little bit about what we do, and they said to me, and I said, maybe we're a year or two ahead of you. And they said, you're not a year or two ahead of us, you're like 10 to 20 years ahead of us. And I was laughing, and I said, yeah, that's not true. And they said, but you know what we mean, the whole like digital economy and the way that we see with treating artists resonated extremely well with them. Because a lot of people, artists in Croatia, obviously, feel like they're being taken advantage of, and they're looking for somebody that will be their label, that does what a label does, that does what the typical things of distribution, publishing, promoting it, managing, creating opportunity, networking, all the many, many things and stupid things that we do every day, but don't necessarily take advantage of them. And this worked really well with them and resonated with them, I think, to a very large degree. So we had a really nice convo. And at the end, we had a 5-minute business negotiation. It was literally that. It didn't take longer. And then I said, okay, shake my hand and we're done. And it was very interesting. And so we did. And today we announced the collaboration between Count Zero Records, Marko Tomasovic, Alexander Valencic, and Ana Boric. that we're gonna produce a song and a music video for Christian Vale. I already know the song. I've heard it already and the title, but I'm not necessarily gonna say it. It's gonna come out on the 26th of December. It's gonna be somewhat of a theme song. It's not a Christmas song, but it's a song about love and friendship, and it's not stupid. Marco wrote it, so the music is actually pretty good, and he's probably gonna do the lyrics as well. So it's not gonna be brainless, which is really important to me because I hate making brainless shit. And going with that, we are going to enter the Croatian market and offer artists a haven from the current practices of the labels in their country, a better way to work together to further truth and beauty, and also make some money doing it without everybody just looking to cheat everybody all of the fucking time. That will be followed by the release of 1 or 2 more songs in that region, and it could very well be that we are bringing one of our artists to the region and localizing the songs, meaning record vocals that are in Croatian, or we're going to bring Croatian artists to our market, for example to America if there's a really good song, maybe re-record it with a singer in America. But generally there's going to be more in and out of Croatia, more collaboration and more artist-friendly business coming there soon. And I actually had never expected that to happen because I saw the market as very monolithic, where one company just simply owned everything and there was nothing you could do about it. So today's press release probably will go unheeded by most people there, but I think it's the beginning of the end of the current Croatian music market as it is. Not because of us, but because the market is changing anyway, and we're just ones that are realizing that, when most people that are in that market are still trying to turn back the wheel of time, you know? They're still trying to stuff the genie back in the bottle, and I don't think that's going to work in any possible way. So we talked a lot about digital distribution, about direct-to-fan marketing, about streams, donation for streams, various types of content that are completely unknown there and nobody's monetizing that way. What I'm doing today is unheard of in Croatia. That a artist would just sit down and do a stream, talk with his, people that like his stuff, and it would be a live show. There would be people on the show. It's kind of like a TV channel that is run by the artist and features his content, has his fans following and donating a little bit every stream so that he can, make a living. And all of these ideas are new in the largest degree to anybody there. So I am very curious to see what's going to happen there. But for now, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else, you'll see that we put the press release out today, and the song's going to come out. It's going to be produced by one of the most serious creative teams that you could muster for that country. I have to give a lot of credit to Max Beauty, Getano there, who did the networking for all of it and put together that meeting and made it happen. That was really important. And I also have to say that I extremely like the people. I think that Marco and Alex and Anna are very, very decent people, super creative, very professional, super nice. And but you could tell that they had been frustrated by the dominance of one country and one company in music. Just imagine, one company would own 98% of the music market for decades. How incredibly frustrating that must be, because they can literally do whatever they want. That would be really, really weird to me. And so I was happy that we were able to go ahead with that cooperation, and I hope it's not going to be the last song that we're going to do for Croatia. And maybe we'll do a little bit of a different thing. And I want to put the message out there to young Croatian artists, but also to old ones, you know, to anybody who's willing to make a change, that there's a better way to work in the music industry than to have the relation of like master and slave in your work. It's still the music industry. It's still hard. It's still full of backstabbing and everything, you know, but it doesn't have to be, you know, that 100% horrible type of deal. I also today pushed out CIG's first album that's going to be coming out. It's called Field Trip, and it's a hip hop album. And CIG's first album is also the first album to receive our own ISRCs. So we've recently registered to become an ISRC registrant. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But let's just say every song in the world has like a license plate, a unique number. And if you're large enough of an entity, then you can be the one that gives out these numbers. You get your own license plate, you know. So we got our own license plate, and CIG's got the number 00001. So it's I think it's QZ TB6 or something. I forgot what it is. Our first Wilco 120 says, "What is this title?" Yeah, you came in here looking for naked girls. That's good. I should do that more often. So CIG is gonna run off with the first of our own ISRCs there. Then I also did Brother Whiskey, which I got from Cygnus today. So I pushed the release of Brother Whiskey, the single of the rock version, the collab between Ken Tucker and Cygnus. And you're going to be able to listen to that very, very soon, and to buy it for 99 cents. Definitely worth it. Great song, great collab. Really, really nice. And when I heard that video, because they originally made it as a cover, but it's not really a cover because we own both parts of the license, I was like, we have to release this as a song. It's really good. I love it. And so we're doing that today, and Brother Whiskey will be out within a week or so, or 2 weeks, depending on delivery time. For on all the platforms, it's closer to Christmas, so I really don't know how it is. Same thing, it's gonna be with Christian Bale. We don't know how fast the delivery is going to be on everything, and around Christmas it's always a little bit, you know, stuffed with in terms of releasing material, because everybody's trying to get everything in, you know, and then they usually make like a release stop around the 15th of December, where everybody says, okay, no more releases. That was it. We're eight weeks backed up by now. You know, it's not cool. I don't want it anymore. We're still working on our Discord server, which keeps on growing and stuff. By the way, I talked with the Croatians yesterday about Discord. They didn't know what it was. It was good. But, you know, I hope to bring that as well to Croatia. It would really be cool. And there are, you know, some things that we're still working on, like TV, etc., that I talked with them as well, and they were like, wow, that is really interesting. So I don't know, I felt a little bit confirmed in what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is what they thought would be really cool to have in the future. And they know a lot about music in the industry, so if they think that's a good way to go, I kind of feel like, you know, there was a that was a good thing. We did have another signing. We actually did have 2 signings, but we haven't made them public yet. So I'm just gonna low-key talk about it. We signed a graphical artist and a musical artist, and both of them are really good. They're my friends and people that I know that have decided after a while to come on board with us, which is interesting. To me, it's always interesting that if somebody looks at us and doesn't sign at the first time, or doesn't say, you know what, I'm not sure. But I talked to the musical artist the other day, and he had actually started his own indie label. And he said to me, I tried to start my own indie label. I tried everything I could, but it's just too hard, man. It's just too hard, too difficult. And I decided to, go with somebody else, like join something that's already going. And I can really, really understand that sentiment. And I said to him, you shouldn't worry, because I had 4 years, a lot of experience, and the required money to do it. And if you don't have either of those 3, you need to have all of them, then you can't do it. This is why so many rich people are successful musicians, like Levine and Sheeran. Simply because if you're the son of rich parents, which I'm not, I'm just referring to it in general, then you have all the time in the world to practice your art. Most people that are on our label need to practice their art, work on their promotion, and do a full-time job. And when you have a lot of money, the first thing that it gives you is time. You could just say, I'm quitting. I don't need to work at McDonald's. I don't need to work at KFC. I don't need to, do any job. I'll just sit home, focus on my craft, and do that for 10 years. Because your parents have enough money to do it. And this is essentially how it was for so many people that are rich now, that their parents afforded them that in principle, and they really don't like to talk about it, because who wants to say, I was a rich kid and I never had to work a day in my life because I was paid everything. And of course they're talented, but if you have 2 people that are equally talented, and one person needs to work 30 hours or 40 hours, a full-time job, and then uses the time that's left over to do music, and you have another person who is just the same amount of talented and hardworking, and instead of working 40 hours at a job and 10 hours of music, they work 50 hours on music, what do you think is going to happen? Who's gonna progress further, faster, easier, and be more successful? So money does play a very, very large part in the music industry. And I think the most funny thing was that we talked about payola in Croatia, and they essentially confirmed that every single radio play has to be paid for the major stations, and the price currently is at 20 euro plus tax. So every time you want your song played on a major radio station in Croatia, you have to pay $20 plus 20 euro plus tax. And of course, one play doesn't really mean anything. You're going to need to have, if you really want to, be recognized on the airwaves, you have to buy hundreds of these plays, hundreds, like maybe 1,000 or so to make an impact. And then we're talking about 20,000 euro, So if you want to place your song on radio, you have to have, that amount of money just for radio promotion. And we're not even talking about, TV, etc. And this is what a lot of artists in Croatia seem to be really sour about, that it is so saturated with payola that no matter who you are, no matter how good your song is, if you don't have like 50 grand to drop on promotion, you will go absolutely nowhere. And so Marco and others started self-promoting, creating YouTube channels, creating digital outreach, creating, social media profiles, Facebook, etc., as a way to get around payola and to connect directly with fans. And so he's now made it to where he's got like, I don't know, he's got like 30 million plays on his channel or something. And his typical music videos have anywhere from 500,000 plays to 1 million, which is really good, without a larger amount of money paid. He does promote his videos like anybody does on YouTube, but not to the tune of like $50,000 for radio bribery. And I think this is also what's going to change, and this is also what's interesting, that the large labels, or the large label Croatia Record, doesn't really understand that digital fan outreach, because it kind of like puts them on the same platform as smaller labels. Of course, they could totally crush it by just dumping hundreds of thousands into YouTube. But people with good content can always be your competition in the digital sphere. In the real world, they can't, because you can just effectively keep them out of radio by making the cost of radio play so high that a normal person just cannot afford it. And this is essentially how all these radio stations, fund themselves. They just only play music where somebody pays for it. So, to me, it was interesting. There in this talk, there was one situation, to where people were laughing, because sometimes, especially on the American side of the pond, people are like, yeah, but there is payola. Some people are paying for it. And there's a lot of people that are super hypocrites, and they're the biggest payola people, and they only work for money, and they point to it. And it's a federal offense and everything, when in fact the music industry is entirely and only 100% only operated by bribery. There's like nothing else anywhere in the world that you can promote your music. If you're not paying, you're absolutely not going to get played anywhere. Nowhere. There is very, very few independent blogs, radios, etc. that have a market share of less than 1% that will play your music. But the 99% of classical musical distribution, tastemakers, etc. are all paid. And then people are always like, oh no, this guy got paid, and there's going to be an investigation, when in all actuality there's like, I have never placed a song anywhere where I didn't have to pay. Not one. I cannot remember any meaningful placement that we made that wasn't paid. Maybe it was $10, maybe it was $20, maybe it was 50, goes up to $300 for a fake chart. You can put yourself in a chart, by the way. So there's lots of charts that are completely fake. A lot of people think they're real, and the way that you get into them is just you play the dude who owns this chart, and he's like, yep, there's the 300, thank you. You're going to be number one for 2 weeks, and then you're slowly going to go down, and that was it. And they'll put you up there, and you'll be on some obscure chart, and you can say, I was on the chart. So we were sitting with the Croatians, and they were laughing about the naivete of people that don't know this. If you've been in the industry for long enough, you know that everything is paid. And then you have artists, young artists especially, coming in, and they're like, yeah, send my song to the radio stations, they will play it. And a certain Venezuelan artist said that, and that's when everybody laughed, you know. He's like, oh yeah, we gotta go to the radio stations and send them the song and they will play it, you know. And everybody on the table was like, you know, no. And he's like, why? It's a good song. And everybody's like, yeah, but you need to pay them. They will not play your song if you don't pay them. Just some very small, like, student radio in some kind of, like, cow shit town or something. Some very small indie stations will play you. And those we're sending to anyway. But in terms of general impact, a radio campaign just isn't something that a person with less than 1 million followers could muster nowadays. And this is what I hear again and again from artists. I need $8,000 for a radio campaign. I need $20,000 for a radio campaign. I need this for a radio campaign, that for a radio campaign. And it's the same people that are sitting in every goddamn music forum saying that the music industry is changing, technology is changing the way that we work. And then they go to the most old-style hyenas you possibly could find on the planet Earth, worse than DJs, to the radios, to people who literally do nothing but take your money and play the music for it. That is entirely what they do. And then they try to convince us all the time that we need to pay for radio plays. So, you know, many times it's very difficult to work with artists because they're, for a lot of artists, being famous is the most important thing. Because a lot of them suffer from a latent lack of self-esteem. And being famous and being successful is not the same thing. And I was very happy that the team there very much knew the difference between being famous and being successful. Because you can be famous all you want. Doesn't mean you have a dollar in your pocket. There's a lot of famous artists who have nothing. And then the question is, you know, do you want to be famous or do you want to do you want to be good, you know? And it's always funny to hear, you know. And sure enough, next song we're gonna do, another artist is gonna come up and he's gonna say, we need radio promotion, we need to make a launch party, we need to pay for cinema, we need to pay for TV to run our shit. And again and again and again and again, you're telling the people to not do it. And this is the situation that you have what is described as management part of the label. You know, you're essentially like kids. You have every year you're telling 20 new kids don't advertise on the radio. It's dead. It's expensive and it's completely useless. You know. In the next year, there will be another 20 kids that want a radio campaign. So that was really funny. But in short, we're gonna have a lot of music coming out. Ken Tucker's Naked album is out. K-Lex song that is really working well, Why Don't We Shuffle, is out. CIG's album is coming out. Christian Vale, 2 songs are coming out. Brother Whiskey is coming out. So we got like 5-6 releases before and during Christmas. And that's a very, very strong lineup. And I can tell you, when Christmas is done, I'm going to go in my room. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to take the tablet. Then I'm going to play, you know, some kind of tank game and chat on Discord with my friends. I'm going to do that for 2 weeks. Because I won't be able to take that shit anymore. And Lottie is nodding. She knows what I mean, you know. But I have to say that will be the end of this year. And what we have done this year is what I always hoped that we would. And that was that we broke into the actually matters category of labels, you know, to where you're like at 1 million or 2 million plays a year. I know a lot of people are gonna laugh now. Yeah, you got 2 million plays, hee hee ha ha. You know, Justin Bieber had that when he farts. But It's all a process. I started in the first year with this label with 20,000 plays. 20,000 plays in the first year. Second year it was 200,000. And now we're in the third. It's about 2 million, you know? So we've been 10xing every year. And if we can 10x next year and do 20 million, and 10x the year after that and do 200 million, then, you know, we'll be set. By the time we reach 20 million, we'll be set. With 2 million, you're not set. Hey, Kenny, how you doing? We are now working with people that are in the top tier of European music. We are attracting people that are supremely talented. We are extremely professional. We're our own publisher. We're our own distributor. We have moved and became so big that we're now negotiating with Apple directly to be distributed to the iTunes store without any distributor or aggregator between us, because we've surpassed the 200 songs, 200 released songs. We have rights and possibilities for more, but some of these rights are a little bit in jeopardy, and there's some problems with some stuff. But this is a point that a lot of labels never get to. I'm going to say that. There's a point that a lot of labels never get to. And I know I'm babbling a lot, but this is also like a recap of the year. And this is due to very, very awesome people that work with us. Artists like Ken Tucker and others. And of course, people like Lottie and Scotty and others that support us and do their utmost to help the label and help the artists. And this is how we came here, where we are at now. And I don't know what's going to happen, because we have the new Omicron variant and Corona, you know, COVID, all this crap. I really don't know how that is going to play out. But what I know is that my goal for the next year is 20 million plays on any platform. Doesn't matter. I think we're not going to be able to do that because the way from 2 million to 20 million is quite significant. You know, you cannot 10x always. It's easy to 10x when you have low numbers. But we're going to see we're going to see how that works out. And Kenny there says, I am in for the long run. Count Zero Records is the best label in the universe. That's right, Kenny. We always appreciate your support there. Ken is, of course, always very, very adamant about his love for the label. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I'm going to make it a little bit shorter today because I've been working all weekend and all day today. I want to thank you all for supporting the label and for being with us and for making this awesome journey possible. Today, for the first time, and I'm not shitting you here, I sat down in front of the YouTube live statistics and I said to myself, oh my God, it's actually going to happen. As I was watching plays rise for Cygnus, who have an incredible amount of covers and a lot of people are liking it. For Kalek, who has a lot of Japanese fans that love his blues. For other people that were advertising. For Christian Vale, because he participated in the TV show and people are now going back and checking his stuff. And so we have like multiple trending artists. I mean like mini trending, but multiple mini trending artists on the channel now. And for the first time, I can actually see numbers fucking move. You know what I mean? I used to go to bed and come back at like after 10 hours and, oh, look, there's a few plays, you know, and now I can actually see numbers move. I can see subscribers coming in live, click, click, you know. And for the first time since 2018, this is now happening because we're gathering a growing amount of artists that each have their own following that are all starting to work. And this is what you're hoping for. And Kenny is, of course, Junkyard Hot Rod with 36,000 views. Also, very nice success for Kenny there with 36K. A video that many people love and a song that many people love, Junkyard Hot Rod. We're definitely going to do more Ken Tucker content of many different things. But It is really true. Today I was sitting for the first time and I said to myself, oh wow, this is actually happening. And now we're not going to let up. We're going to double down on the good content. We're going to support the artists. We're going to put this shit out there. And we're going to keep working with great people, with decent people, with skilled people. And we're going to make this happen for everybody who wants to join us on that journey. All right. With this said, I'm going to head out now. I want to thank you all for continue to support Count Zero Records. Lottie and Foxy, Kenny, Meg, and everybody who works with us, including our artists. So thank you so much for watching Record Label Boss today. It was a little bit weird show. I'll be coming back on Wednesday with a probably more normal show. But I thought today was really interesting and really important. And I think today to me was a very important day because for the first time I have the feeling, because you're always waiting. When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? You know? And I think today it started happening. And I think it's going to continue to happen around this Christmas, and this turn of the year is going to be a new thing, a good thing for us. And I think Karma's Tea is also going to do great. I have some funny statistics for Karma's. I'm gonna say it because it's on a show that nobody watches anyway. So Karma's Tea is actually outselling Cygnus, and Karma's Tea has 2 songs. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Karma's Tea is outselling Cygnus. Karma's Tea has 2 songs, and Cygnus has 3 albums. You know why that is? Because Karma's Tea customers go to iTunes and buy their songs, and Cygnus's fans go to Spotify, and they will listen on Spotify for free. That's why. And so much for fans, okay? Think about, how you make moves in the music industry, because being popular is not the same thing as being successful. I know Mike D and Mestina are awesome, and they do great songs. And they have the I don't know. They have the right fans. I'm just saying, if you have Spotify fans, you have nothing, because these people don't pay you. So you put out 3 albums, you go through all this work, and my hat's off to Cygnus. They're working so fucking hard. They're so decent people. And then somebody like Mike D comes and crushes you with 2 songs. Merry fucking Christmas. That's all I can say, So consider who your fans really are. And we're going to continue to work with Cygnus. We're going to continue to work with Karma's Tea, because they're both wonderful bands, greatly talented people. And we're not going to... Am I selling? We're not going to go into who's selling more than who. I'm just doing one thing. Usually I don't do this because I don't want to pitch one artist against another, because I think that's fucking stupid. And Lotta Pitchy says, to be frank, they're 2 fucking epic songs that earned that shit. That's right. They're both really good. And so, consider who your fans are. This was Avio. This was Record Label Boss. I love you all, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 2000 Central European Time for the next Record Label Boss with some more knowledge. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Lottie and Foxy are the best. Kenny and all the people that support us. I love you all, and I'll see you on Wednesday.